Hey, blockchain visionaries, I'm George Levy. Did you know that the United States Space Force is planning on using blockchain technology to prevent their systems from getting hacked? It's going to happen on planet Earth and up in outer space. And in this video, I'll tell you all about it. I want to talk to you today about how blockchain is making its way up into space. As I mentioned, blockchain is being used by U.S. Space Force, and in this video what I want to share with you is what has driven us to this specific point and what you can expect to be seeing as blockchain makes its way further into outer space. Before I get into the whole focus of this specific video, which is how the U.S. Space Force is actually using blockchain, I want to take you back to some key items that I hope you will know by now if you've been following my channels. I talk about blockchain technology, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to hit subscribe right now. Hit the bell so you get notified every time I publish a new video. I publish brand new videos every single week. As we get into this video, what I want to make sure that you're already aware of is that one of the big values of blockchain technology is resiliency. The fact that if you actually look at blockchain, you have the ability to have a distributed ledger. A blockchain sometimes is called a distributed ledger. Now, although not all ledgers are blockchains, all blockchains are ledgers. So when you look at blockchains, one of the advantages of blockchain technology is that you can have a distributed ledger. That's why it's sometimes called distributed ledger technology, because you don't have just one copy of a ledger. You can actually have multiple copies of that ledger and have them distributed across multiple different servers. So in this specific case, what I want to focus on is the U.S. Space Force has actually started implementing blockchain technology, specifically a solution that was developed by a company called Sage Security, and that's Sage with an X. So let me give you a little bit of background on this. If you actually go to the main Space Force website, which is actually spaceforce.mil, what you'll see is that the Space Force is actually a Department of Defense branch. It actually has been signed into law at the end of 2019, December 2019 to be exact, by President Donald Trump. So as the U.S. Space Force is making its way out, there's a lot of room for innovation. But there's also a big threat that there's a lot of new technologies that may be compromised. So the U.S. Space Force has actually been implementing new technologies to be able to protect all of these communications and ensuring that there are no hackers from any other countries that may be trying to interrupt and intercept any of the communications. Among the solutions is this solution provided by Sage Security. Now, just to give you a little bit of background on Sage Security is actually a company that focuses on security. They've actually been focusing on cryptocurrency mining. They've done a lot of work in the oil and gas industry. It's a startup, but they've also they actually acquired a contract with the U.S. Air Force in 2019, where they actually had the opportunity to be able to deploy their technology as applied to the Air Force. And the goal of the Air Force was to evaluate how valuable and how well executed this software and their solution would be. Following that engagement with the U.S. Air Force, we've had an engagement now in September 2020, September 17, 2020, there was a press release for this, that Sage partnered with the U.S. Space Force to use their blockchain solution to actually protect the cybersecurity of their space architecture. So when you really think about space programs, when you're really looking at actually having a space station or having any type of assets that are out in outer space, you really have to ensure that all those properties are actually well protected. Key ways that you need to do that as well is you need to ensure that all communications to those assets around the world, literally around the world, are actually protected, that there are no compromised communication channels where a third-party rogue nation, for instance, may be able to intercept a communication and overtake a satellite, or be able to just, communications to the space station could be compromised. So all of these different assets that are actually orbiting the planet, and also the ones that are actually on Earth that are belonging to the U.S. Space Force, need to be protected. So by leveraging blockchain technology, Sage Security has deployed a solution that the Space Force wants to use. So I encourage you, if you want to know more about the solution, I really want you to look at sage.com. That's XAGE.com. That's the platform that's actually, the company that's actually deploying these. As I mentioned, they're a startup. They have a very active presence on YouTube. Lots of demo videos about everything that they've been doing. Very, very exciting stuff when it comes to cybersecurity. I also want you to check out this press release by the U.S. Air Force, which is actually, if you actually look, it's actually, it's on the homepage of the Sage website. You can actually see the award for this. This is brand new. This was actually issued on December 19th. This one is the one that was actually issued on September 17th, 2020. I will leave a link on the description for this video, and I will put the link at the bottom of this video so you can actually see where it's located. But there's some very, very interesting stuff that's coming from Sage Security. This is just another use of blockchain technology. You've seen in many of my videos before, many real world use cases. I've shown healthcare, I've shown supply chain management, I've shown digital identity, I've shown the fact that we're dealing with deepfake technology and how blockchain can be used to prevent the use of deepfakes. There's many uses of blockchain technology above and beyond Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And that's what I want to put into your mind. There are many uses for blockchain technology, and it's being applied in many different areas. If you stick around with me long enough and you subscribe and catch all my videos every single week, you'll learn about many more uses of blockchain technology. And as I've always said, we're changing the world one blockchain at a time. And if we use this technology properly, we're bound to make the world a better place for everyone. I hope you found this video valuable and that you learned something. Again, I'm George Levy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.